Fellow Nigerians, fellow compatriots of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I am Frederick Odorige, the Global Coordinator of the European Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. Today I wish to address you on very, very special issues which are of urgent national concern. I am here to speak for the marginalized Nigerians who have agreed that the Nigerian state is breathing on artificial oxygen connected to a life support machine. I am here to speak on behalf of the families that have been slaughtered and continue to be slaughtered by militias, herdsmen, Boko Haram, and what President Muhammadu Buhari recently refers to as rebels from Libya. I stand to speak for the Nigerian Libya returnees and the many families who lost loved ones drowned on the Mediterranean Sea as they tried to escape from the hardship in Nigeria. I am speaking today because most Nigerian public office holders have become very irresponsible, and it's high time Nigerians became responsive. I am speaking on behalf of the future of my children, your children, our children, the young generation, and the future of our dear country, which is currently in comatose. All past presidents, from Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida to the current president, Muhammadu Buhari, they have destroyed our country, Nigeria. Please hear us in the spirit about Macaulay, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, Ahmadu Bello, Anthony Naoro, Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, Tafawa Balewa, great heroes through whom we gained political independence. If you see Nigeria today and the type of rulers we have, you will not have bothered to fight for our independence. You will not believe that this is the same country that you died, that you labored for. Most of you even died for Nigeria. Our great heroes. If you see Nigeria today, you will see Nigerians living in squalor, deplorable and questionable conditions, with graduates riding Okada. The unemployed and the depressed are committing suicide. Pensioners are dying in the queue waiting for their monthly stipends. Children are learning under trees, and children are used as suicide bombers. If you see Nigeria today, you will see dilapidated hospitals, ration electricity supply, self-seeking politicians changing political parties like women changing wrapper just because they lack political ideologies. That is the Nigeria we have today. The politicians you left behind, they have looted trillions upon trillions of naira. That Transparency International has ranked Nigeria as the 148th most corrupt out of 180 countries evaluated. If you see Nigeria today, you will see a country that has become balkanized along ethnic and religious lines because the politicians you left behind now sponsor disunity and the destruction of our land. If you see Nigeria today, you will see the borrowing giants of Africa with over 11 trillion naira borrowed within the last 3 years. You will see a country that recently applied to the World Bank and others to borrow $300 million to fight mosquitoes and malaria. $300 million. You will see pregnant women slaughtered, their unborn babies forcefully ripped out of their entrails. You will see children killed and their eyes plucked out for evil sacrifices. It is real. Our national colors of green, white, green is deeply soaked in the blood of the innocent. If you see Nigeria today, you will see many Nigerians that have become refugees in other countries, with hundreds of thousands internally displaced within the confines of our country. Nigerian children now grope in daylight in search of their parents, beheaded by unknown gunmen. You will see 10.5 million Nigerian children out of school, as reported by UNICEF. If you see Nigeria today, you will see and you will refuse to see. Fellow Nigerians, we have suffered and continue to suffer because of our sheepish silence over time. Today we must decide as a people to either say no to political and economic slavery or yes to total freedom. We must decide to say no to the many, many years of subjugation or yes to emancipation. We must answer whether we must continue to live in penury or command the chains of national degradation to break. We all know that the only way to save our country, Nigeria, is for us, home and abroad, to embark on a total revolution now. We must restore ownership and pride of our country, and today is the day. The cancer of evil leadership must stop. This nonsense must be permanently stopped. This chain must break. This chain against Nigeria must break. Nigeria will not break. But those that have chained us as a people, they will break. They and their agents, and the agents of their agents, they will break. All of them. Yes, that chain that fell from Nelson Mandela after 27 years in prison. That chain that fell from Paul and Silas in the prison of the evil king. That chain that fell in Zimbabwe in 2017 against Robert Mugabe. In 2017, that chain that fell in Gambia against Jammeh Yahya after 22 years of disgraceful dictatorship. That chain that fell in Tunisia at the birth of the Arab Spring in 2010, which ended the dictatorship of 23 years. That chain that fell in Iran after the people said no in 1979. The people revolution power of the Philippines broke their chain in 1986 when the people said no. South Africans said no in 2018, and their chain was broken against Jacob Zuma's corrupt government. If their chains fell because their people said no, as from today, we Nigerians must say no to the chain of bad leadership and human massacre. Today, Nigeria must be free. We are too rich to be poor. Nigeria is too blessed to be cursed with bad leaders. We refuse to continue to be hopeful in hopelessness. Our movement is not a struggle. It is a battle without war. Nothing can stop us. Nothing can derail us. We must not allow our children to ask us what we did to change the situation after the Azikiwes have fought for our independence. The time has come to free ourselves from the shackles put upon the 180 million of us by less than 10,000 Nigerians. We know that freedom is not free. Therefore, we must fight for this freedom with every energy and every resources that we can muster so that we can live happily hereafter. This is our last battle as a people. This is our last battle as a people. We must decide today. We must begin all over again as a country. Enough of rulers. We're in need of leaders. True leaders who understand the nitty-gritty of governance, passion for service, and patriotism for country. In our lifetime, we must see the Nigeria of our dream. Some politicians must be permanently retired, and others must be prevented from gaining access to the corridors of power. We must end all forms of complaining because the time has come for us to take our voices out of Facebook and WhatsApp onto national reconstruction. APC and PDP have failed. PDP has apologized, but they still keep the money that they looted in local and international banks. You cannot eat your cake and have your penny. PDP, your apology is grossly unaccepted. Let us do something now before APC will start to complain in the future after wasting our time and resources. We must prevent that future apology from APC. Stop promising me water, it is my right. Stop promising me electricity, it is my right. Stop promising me good roads, it is my right. Stop promising me dividends of democracy, it is my inalienable right. Stop promising me change. Change is my right. It's our collective destiny. It is a destination. It's not a political promise. I do not need to put off my TV or my telephone because I am preventing my children from seeing the terrible and horrible pictures of Nigerians butchered by herdsmen with throats cut open and intestines are bursting out from human bodies in Benue, Taraba, Delta, Yobe, Kaduna, Zamfara, all across the land. No! The day 19 persons, including 2 Catholic priests, were killed in Benue State, that was the same day that Senator Dino Melaye was arrested on allegations of criminal issues. What did the senators do? They closed the sittings, went to the hospital to visit him, but that was the same day that people died in Benue State. No senator, not the Nigerian president, not the vice president, nobody went to Benue to visit those persons. They never visited and they never will. These rulers, they have lost touch with Nigerians. They concern themselves with only things that pertain to them. That is why a senator can have 6 mobile police officers attached to him or her, while the rest of us live in danger. Who give police escorts and convoys of vehicles to parliamentarians in Europe? For what? I can confidently say that the Nigerian government cannot provide the full names and the accurate number of Nigerians that have been massacred since the 1st of January 2018. I challenge the federal government of Nigeria. Tell us the full names of Nigerians that have been killed. Some are rotting away in the bush, unaccounted for. Fellow Nigerians, we kept quiet for too long. Too long. Our national slogan is good people, great nation. Yes, but good people and a great nation can always be overcome by force if the good and the great continue to remain silent. 2 reasons. 2 reasons kept us where we are now as a people. 2 reasons. The first reason is that we say, if I speak, I will die. If I don't speak, I will die. Let me just speak and die. No! I don't subscribe to that. Let's leave such statements for comedy. We're in a tragic situation. You spoke and you died because you refused to take action. You did not match action with your words. That was why you died. You were silent and you died because your silence killed you. I refuse to speak and die. We will not die. We will live to see the glory of God concerning what is said to do in our country. Wole Soyinka wrote, the man dies in all who keep silent in the face of tyranny. The second reason why we are where we are today as a country is because we, the people, we are silent to the point of, I can't pick a word for that. We're silent to the point of stupidity, including myself. How? For an oppressive system to succeed, 10% of the population must agree to promote and support oppression. These are the Nigerian politicians, their close family friends, and their circumference. Then, 50% of the population must sit on the fence. These are the neutral ones. These are the ones that say, now waiting concern me, concern Nigeria matter. Now, because 50% refuse to do something because of their neutrality, they strengthen the 10% oppressors. That gives the oppressors 60% lordship. The remaining active 40% get weak because they feel that they are few in number. They become weaker when half of the 40%, that is another 20%, decide to join the other 60% because they collected money to sell their voters card, decided to become thugs for politicians whose children are abroad, or just because they decided to sell their conscience by killing for politicians to rig elections for them. That makes the oppressors to swell in number to 80%. Now, the remaining 20% are people like me and some of you who are watching, liking, and sharing this video. Now, we, the 20%, what do we need to do? Simple. We just need to take back our fellow Nigerians that are the 70% that join the 10% oppressors. Because our people have become wiser now due to the hunger and insecurity in the land. We need to bring them back to join us so that we could rise to 90%. With this percentage, we can reclaim our country from the oppressors without breaking bottles, without burning tires, houses, or killing anybody. We must change their change by restoring our country through the process of non-violent social cooperation. Don't forget that most of the ruling politicians are very unintelligent. Some of them are school certificate forgers, ritualists, drug pushers, uncreative, recycled, and die-hard, visionless opportunists who cannot engage in intellectual discussion. The time has come for us to use their weaknesses against them. No country in this world can endure what we have suffered in the hands of these common thieves and sponsors of thuggery, who call themselves honorable and excellencies. We must take our destiny in our hands today. The oppressors will never release us unless we, as a people, come together to seize what rightly belongs to us. We have been independent since 1960, but we have been enslaved economically and socially since 1970. Because Nigerian rulers have drained our resources. Past and present rulers, they must face the law and the people now. Judgment day has come. Nigerian presidents never probe former Nigerian presidents because they are not completely honest to Nigerians. For example, recently, the vice president, Yemi Osinbajo, accused the Jonathan Goodluck administration of withdrawing 150 billion naira 2 weeks before the election. Did the government do anything after that? Nothing. We just heard. Do you know the drain on our economy for that singular action? When presidents of other countries are arrested for corruption cases, nobody talks about religion or region or political party or whatever. Nobody. Why must Nigeria be different? Why must we judge these petty executive criminals based on their tribe and religion? Why? Why must those that have stolen from us continue to walk free? We know presidents in different parts of the world who have been jailed for life, executed, even executed, mostly for corruption charges and other crimes against their country. President Philip Bogdan of Bulgaria, executed in 1945. Humala Olanta of Peru, jailed in 2017. Gatieri Leopoldo Fortunato of Argentina, jailed in 1983. Prime Minister Uvenda Ami Abbas of Iran, killed by firing squad in 1979. President Ricardo Martinelli of Panama, jailed in 2017. Prime Minister Ahmed Ehud of Israel, jailed in 2016. President Marcial Nguema Francisco of Equatorial Guinea was executed in 1979. President Socrates Jose of Portugal was jailed in 2014. Let's not go too far. In Ghana here, Jerry Rawlings, he executed 2 former heads of state, General Fred Akufo and General A.A. Afrifa, for corruption charges. In Nigeria today, those that we empower continue to recycle themselves against us and our resources, while Nigerians stupidly prostrate before them, calling them leader. I am lawyer. Which leader? Lawyer to what? A common thief? Nigerians worship corrupt public office holders who are supposed to be public servants. Nigerians, who bewitched you? Who bewitched you? If Nigeria was a man born in 1960, the year of our first independence, that man would have bled to death long before now if his blood was made of naira and kobo. The federal government has just published the names of looters, but all of them are working free and they continue to hold public offices. Some are sitting senators making laws for Nigerians. They steal billions and are granted bail for self-recognizance. Though we do not support stealing, but it is ironical that when the ordinary Nigerian has issues, there is no bail for self-recognizance. No corrupt Nigerian ruler has been jailed so far. Take, for example, the official capacity of the Kirikiri prison is 1,056, as built in 1955 by the British. As at March 2018, the capacity in that prison is 5,000, overcrowding. In the number of 5,000, 3,700 of them have been awaiting trials for 5 years. 3,500. Many of them are even innocent. Some of them stole just plantain and cocoyam because of hunger. Yet executive thieves can walk free on the street with sirens and police escorts. Corruption has killed more persons in Nigeria than Boko Haram and herdsmen or militias put together. Before I continue, I wish to pause for 30 seconds while you consider an answer to this question. Fellow Nigerians, from the rule of Ibrahim Babangida till now that we have President Muhammadu Buhari, which Nigerian president deserves to have his photograph on our national currency? Think. Your time counts now. None. Who? None. None of them deserve to be on our national currency. Their photographs are worthless, yet all of them have stolen the currency, which has the photographs of Tafawa Balewa, Alvani Koku, Motola Mohammed. They steal our 50 naira wazobia, Obafemi Awolowo's 100 naira. They steal Amadou Bello's 200 naira. They steal Nnamdi Azikiwe's 500 naira. They steal Aliyu, Mai Bonus, and Clement Insong's 1,000 naira. They even convert them to euro and dollars and export them to foreign countries. And we remain hungry and jobless in our country. Today, as from today, we are going to declare as a people, we are going to say no as a people. We are going to say no because this cannot continue. We are going to say no because this has been going on for many years. We have been talking, but the time has come now for us to decide as a people. We have to continue to do something as from today that will change the history of our country. We are going to declare no. We are going to say no because we cannot continue like this as a people. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are going to say no to every Nigerian that has ruled us before now. As a people, we must say no to insecurity. We must say no to killing and mass burial in Nigeria. We must say no to disenfranchisement. We must say no to corruption, no to election rigging, no to murderous herdsmen and their bandits, no to political godfatherism, no to Boko Haram, no to unsteady electricity supply. We are going to say no to inadequate healthcare facilities. We are going to say no to politicians who travel abroad for healthcare, no to delay in the payment of salaries and pensions, no to budget padding, no to the detention of Nigerians without trial, no to those that continue to undermine our voices as a people. We are going to say no to recycled leaders, no to indiscriminate allocation of oil blocks, no to the continuing environmental degradation. The time has come to say no to abandoned projects, no to political thuggery, no to bogus salary for federal legislators and their executives, no to religious leaders that have led us astray and keep quiet to bad governance, no to state electoral commissions manipulated by state governors. We say no and no to whatever has held us down as a people. As from today, any politicians you see anywhere, especially the failed politicians, just shout no. Wherever you see any politician as from today, begin to shout no. Keep shouting no. Don't stop shouting no. By the powers vested on me as the global coordinator of the European Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, I, Frederick Odorige, today, the 15th day of May 2018, respectfully, but with a sense of national urgency, ask all Nigerians, home and abroad, to join us as we formally declare our second independence from Nigerian rulers, past and present, from local to the federal level, in line with our no campaign. This revolution is called Revolution Without Ammunitions. In this revolution, we shall not preach hate. No tire will be burnt on our streets. No house or property must be burnt. No single Nigerian must die. But we must be free as a people. You are not permitted to do anything violent or illegal in the course of this revolution. But there can never be peace until politicians replace the love for power with the power to love country. This non-violent resistance is based on the Nigerian Constitution, Section 41, subsection 1 of 1999, that guarantees the right to freedom of movement. Chapter C23, Section 40 of 2004, equally empowers us with the right to free assembly and association for the protection of our interests. This is the day Nigerians have been waiting for since we were born as Nigerians. Revolution is that necessary battle that must be fought between our present and our past. Together, we can achieve this lifetime opportunity of a revolution. In the words of Emma Goldman, no real social change has ever been brought about without a revolution. Revolution is thought transferred into action. We base this revolution on the motto of our country: unity and faith, peace and progress. Today, there is no peace in Nigeria. Today, there is no unity in Nigeria because there is no faith in country. There is no peace because there is no progress. And today, it will come to an end. Today, the 15th day of May, 2018, is a day that people are going to read in history as far as Nigeria is concerned. Because we are going to carry out this revolution in a way that even our politicians will find a way of escape. But we are not going to be violent about it. It's going to be legal and thorough. Today we advocate for unity, not a breakup. We advocate for peace, not violence. We advocate for unity of country, not hopelessness. We advocate progress, not stagnation. We shall achieve this with steadfast commitment of all and sundry. From the woman friend in Karinabraka to the cat pusher in Ajengule, from the keke driver in Ebutemeta to the sweat-drenched bricklayer in Lokoja, from the hard-working banker who must close late from work to all market men and women, traders in goods and services, from the unemployed Nigerian youth whose destiny has been truncated by tiny political cabal to all other energetic Nigerian workforce. We call on Nigerian students to wake up now. A luta continua. Victoria Sate. Nigeria call obey. We call on all faithfuls of all religions, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Jews, pagans, traditionalists to arise today by joining this revolution. We call on all patriotic Nigerian soldiers and gallant police officers, Navy, Air Force, Immigration, and all other security agencies who continue to risk their lives for Nigeria with nothing to show for it. Take off your uniforms when you are not on duty and join the revolution. Wherever there is a street protest, we all go to the same market and bear the same pain. How long will you continue to escort those that have stolen from you? Our soldiers and police officers, they risk their lives for country, but country has made them poorer. Many have died fighting Boko Haram because few persons stole money meant for the procurement of ammunition. Why must Nigerians continue to borrow before their next salary? Why? Together we must set our country free. The freedom of Nigeria will equally mark the beginning of freedom for other African countries that experience the same misrule. Our statements today are by a people for a people towards the greatness of a people. Enough of talking about talking. We refuse to continue to endure the embarrassment that comes with our stigmatized Nigerian passports because of failed leadership. We, Nigerians, demand independence from you, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, because you forcefully ruled us with the barrel of the gun, allegedly spirited away $12.4 billion Gulf War windfall, and you cancelled the fairest Nigerian election of June 12, 1993. Since then, Nigerian elections have never been the same. You entered power through coup, but on two occasions you killed 62 alleged coup plotters who tried to topple you. Today, you receive life pension as a former coup plotter turned head of state. Why must a coup plotter who forced his rulership on us with the same guns bought by the taxpayers' money receive life pension in the name of former head of state? Error. Unacceptable. We, Nigerians, demand independence from the family of Abacha because of the monies your father stole from us. That is what you are all enjoying now. The one they are bringing from abroad, those are just part of it. We Nigerians demand independence from you, General Abdul Salami Abubakar. You stayed for a short term, but we know about your $182 million Alibotin bribery scandal and the location of your properties in London. Our coalition will get there. We Nigerians demand independence from you, Matthew Aremu Okikiola Olusegun Obasanjo, for the $6 billion liquefied natural gas contract bribe in Bonny, the Transcorp share scandal, the $16 billion USD electrification that was never accounted for, the Alibotin scandal, the Malabu oil scandal, the imposition of candidates and disenfranchisement of Nigerians between 1999 and 2007. Away with your coalition for Nigerian movement nonsense and your political party. Obasanjo left prison with 20,000 naira. But today, his story is different. Obasanjo, you shall no longer choose rulers for us because you want to remain politically relevant. We must elect leaders by ourselves. Any aspirant that aligns with Obasanjo for the 2019 elections should consider him or herself FOA, failed on arrival. The same group of persons that have drained our country. Obasanjo did everything to try to change our constitution because he wanted the third term in office. Unacceptable. He even gave the Senate and House of Representatives members 50 million naira and 40 million naira each, respectively. They leave office and they turn emergency human rights activists and nationalists. Obasanjo, what did you do with your 8 years in office? The only Nigerian with the appellation PPP, President, Prisoner, President, the most opportune Nigerian president alive that ought to have transformed Nigeria. God miraculously brought you out of prison when Abacha wanted to kill you. You were graciously given an opportunity to change our country. But you could neither reform the prison nor reform the society. Olusegun Obasanjo, we need our freedom from you now, and it is now. We are taking it by force. We, Nigerians, demand independence from the family of Musa Yar'Adua for the sums of money allegedly paid directly from NNPC into Musa's bank account. We Nigerians demand independence from you, Jonathan Goodluck, for the $20 billion that was unaccounted for by NNPC. The $2.2 billion illegally withdrawn from SS crude oil accounts. For the $1 billion approved to fund your re-election campaign. The $11.6 billion that disappeared from Nigeria, from the Nigerian NLG company. The 60 million barrel of oil valued at 13.7 billion that was stolen under your watch. The 11.63 billion paid to NNPC without remittance to the federal government account. The 60% of $1 billion foreign loans obtained from the Chinese by the Ministry of Finance. For the misuse of 3 trillion naira defense budget under the guise of fighting Boko Haram. Diversion of $2.2 million vaccination medicine funded by the Ministry of Health. Today, Nigerians are being killed because you and your cohorts diverted money that was meant to equip our army into your re-election campaign. Did you finally win the election? The blood of all those killed because of the lack of security in our country is on your head. Whoever shared in that money that is leading to our soldiers and our police officers and Nigerians being killed by Boko Haram because you pocketed that money, their blood is on your head. Jonathan Goodluck considered defeat in the last election. That does not make him a saint. It is not about having a smiling face. God knows the heart of man. There was no way we would have had 2 presidents at the same time. Jonathan could not even control his wife, Patience, who currently has huge corruption charges hanging around her neck for looting. Today, she's using her loot to hire lawyers against Nigeria. Patience even had the temerity to lie that her loot was from her late mother, who had neither job nor any legitimate business. Patience was just warehousing process of unlawful transactions using domestic staff of government house to front for her. Days ago, the court has ordered that billions of naira that she stole and some of her assets should be seized and forfeited to the federal government. Was Patience Faka Jonathan, the first lady. Abinole Shiwaka. Today, such a person will enter a public meeting with higher talks and you are hailing her, Mama Peace, Mama Peace, after tearing our economy to pieces. Do you know what that money should have done for the development of Rivers and Bayelsa State? Today, young men from those states have become militants because their relative stole them into poverty. Just see how these people ruined our country. You think that every Nigerian that lives abroad today is happy living abroad? Many want to return home, but return to what? Insecurity and darkness? No. Our light must shine. We state categorically and without any equivocation whatsoever that all Nigerian former heads of state or president, whatever they call themselves, and some of their wives, they deserve to be in prison. All of you, we respect your age. You are all elders, but none of you are elder statesmen. We, Nigerians, demand independence from you, Muhammadu Buhari, for failing to keep to your election campaign promises on security and the economy. This is not change. It is short-changing. On Mondays, Nigerians are slaughtered and we cry, but nothing happens. On Tuesday, more Nigerians are slaughtered. We cry again, but quickly forget those that were killed on Monday. Then Wednesday ushers new massacres, and those butchered on Monday and Tuesdays are quickly forgotten. Nigerians say no. Where there is no security, there is no government. We don't have a government. We can't miss words about that. There is no government. There's no security. There's no welfare. And that is the primary aim of governance. We have no sovereignty. Our borders are porous. We cannot continue like that as a people. It is not enough for President Muhammadu Buhari to tell Donald Trump that the herdsmen are Libyan rebels killing Nigerians. Please! Is that how Trump reports to you when there are gun attacks in America? You are the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria with power over air, land, and sea. A retired army general for that matter. Locate the terrorists, blast and grind them to pieces before you report to anybody. Even Trump said that Christians are being killed in Nigeria. Why did you not correct him? It's that it's not only Christians that are being killed in Nigeria. Muslims are being killed too. Pagans are being killed too. In January 2018, 73 Nigerians were killed in Benue State. President Buhari keeps quiet. Same month, 25 killed in Nasarawa. President Buhari keeps quiet and his spokesperson speaks. Then many more are killed. Same January, 53 killed in Taraba State. The president keeps quiet. Thereafter, policemen were killed in Benue State again. 6 killed in Adamawa, 15 killed in Plateau, 9 killed in Beniguari in Kaduna State. In February, 8 killed in Obi, Nasarawa, 12 killed in Kajura, Kaduna State, 20 killed in Demsa, Adamawa. In March, 15 killed in Saraduna, Taraba, then another 20. The president keeps quiet and his spokesman speaks. We are talking about human beings here. In March, 25 killed in Benue again, 11 in Plateau, then another 9, then another 26. The president keeps quiet. Then 32 killed in Kogi, 50 killed in Ofa, Kwara. Our eyes are red, but we refuse to cry. In April, 4 killed in Bali, 51 killed in Wukari, Taraba, 78 in Nasarawa, 31 again in Benue, then 19, then 38, then 78 persons. The list is on and on. And the president keeps quiet and will never visit the scenes of incidents. But he continues his campaign for a second term in office. Resign! Buhari, resign! Resign! The so-called much advertised integrity is good, but not enough. We do not need a push and start president. Nigeria urgently needs a president that is active, proactive, responsive, intellectually capable, and in tune with universal trend. A leader with capacity for quick decision making. One that will not embarrass Nigerians whenever he opens his mouth to speak in and outside country. We need goal getters and goal setters. A president who can work within post-haste time frames. A generation of new leaders. Resign, Buhari, if you cannot do your job. You have lost control of the territory of Nigeria. It is you that wanted to be president. Are you even aware of many things going on in your government? We need a functioning government in Nigeria, not a government run by spokesmen and online spokeswomen. They killed in Adamawa, and Buhari's spokesman called it barbaric, and nothing happened. They killed in Benue, and Buhari's spokesperson called it satanic, and nothing happened. They killed in Kaduna, Buhari's spokesman called it evil, and nothing happened. Buhari resigned. Resign before they kill the rest of us. You are too weak to run in Nigeria of today. Must all Nigerians die because you are focusing on the second term? Now it is very clear that it was the Diagbon that even made you popular during your reign as military head of state. Which country in this world will accept the president to continue in office with the ongoing genocide, with sites of mass burials dotting our geographical landscape? Buhari even defended herdsmen in America that they do not carry guns. Buhari, were you talking about the evil, murderous herdsmen we know, or the herdsmen you want Donald Trump to believe? We, Nigerians, demand independence from you, Bukola Saraki, Yakubu Dogora, and your gang of federal legislators who padded and continue to pad our national budgets. They craftily appropriate mind-blowing earnings to themselves when Nigerians die in hunger and slaughtered in their farms. They even delay national budgets because they expect to be bribed. Now, Nigerian senators appropriate to themselves 3 billion naira earning every year. Multiply 3 billion by the 109 senators, and it amounts to 327 billion in 1 year. Now, multiply that amount by their 4 years in office, and it amounts to 1,308 billion naira. Divide that amount again by the 36 states of Nigeria, and each state will get 36 billion 332 million 333,000 naira. That amount can build 18 hospitals in each of the 36 states of the Federation. If we estimate that an hospital will cost 2 billion naira each, if the contracts of building such hospitals are not awarded to legislators. They deny us of these facilities, but when they are ill, they fly abroad for treatment, taking our money to pay hospital bills in foreign countries. The senators summoned the Inspector General of Police recently, just because Dino Melaye, their colleague, was arrested. Later, they said, okay, they were calling him or summoning him because of the killings in Nigeria. Why did you not summon the IG when the killing was going on? Why did you summon him just because Melaye was killed? Was arrested. He will not be killed. They have been killing about people. Our people were killed. You did not call the IG. You closed plenary session. And what happened? The IG, police IG, refused to go. Why? Because even the IG knows that our Senate is dead. We don't need them. They are wasteful. We cannot continue like this as a people. We don't need this. We don't need senators in Nigeria. House of Reps, it's okay. We Nigerians demand independence from you, godfathers of Nigerian politics. You sit at your home, you select candidates, you impoverish us in the name of godfathers. That is why we have all these bad leaders everywhere. Rulers, I beg your pardon. Because they are not leaders, they are rulers. We don't need any godfather. If you don't withdraw for your godfatherism business, we are going to name you state by state. Godfathers are demons in Nigeria. Godfatherism must die in Nigeria. By imposing a ruler on me, to represent me without my consent, you are tampering with my will and rights, and it is unacceptable. And godfathers will sit at home because they have put people in positions of authority. Every month they'll be paid money. Money meant for development. One person will be putting it in his pocket in the name of godfather. And some of these godfathers are past governors or traditional rulers or people that are just rich. Especially past governors. Because they want to continue to remain politically relevant. We, Nigerians, demand independence from Nigerian governors and the executives for appropriating running costs and earnings that have made us poorer as a people. If we are asking Britain to return our artifacts stolen since 1897, we are equally justified to ask Nigerian politicians to refund what they stole 30 years ago. Rulers came with their guns and we surrendered. They came with their false electoral promises and we surrendered. Henceforth, we refuse to surrender. No retreat, no surrender. Now, how do we carry out this revolution? Action plan. This is TTP. Tactics, techniques, and procedures. Fellow Nigerians, let us understand the purpose of this revolution very clear. We have 12 points agenda in this revolution. In other words, why are we having this revolution? 1, we are demanding that all forms of massacre of Nigerians must stop now. And the killers and their sponsors produced by the Nigerian government to face the law. No democracy can succeed without security. 2, we demand that herdsmen carrying ammunition while grazing must be declared as terrorist groups. We are not interested in where they are coming from. 3, we demand that the heads of all security agencies should be overhauled with immediate effect, with consideration to federal character. 4, we are giving ultimatum to Ibrahim Babangida, Abdul Salam Abubakar, the families of Abacha and Yaradua, Olusegun Obasanjo, Jonathan Goodluck, to refund what they looted from Nigeria. We also demand that Muhammadu Buhari, the face of anti-corruption in Africa, should publish what is spent on his health in the United Kingdom from the Treasury of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are not asking him to disclose his health condition or the problems that he has. We are simply asking him to disclose what his ailment has cost the Treasury of Nigeria, because he's fighting corruption. Number 5, we are asking Senator Bukola Saraki and his gang of legislators who appropriated salaries to themselves outside the laws of Nigeria to refund our money starting from 9th of June 2015, when the current 8th Assembly of Legislators were sworn into office. Number 6, we demand that any legislator that has any criminal case in court, forgery, drugs, looting, robbery, kidnapping, etc., must be suspended by the House until the court concludes their cases. You cannot suspend your fellow legislators because of their utterances while you allow criminals to sit at the assembly to make laws for us. It was after my address to President Buhari in February 2018 that the member of the House of Representatives representing Kiru Bebeji Federal Constituency in Kano State, Abdul Mumin Jobrin, was recalled to his legislative duties after being on suspension for 1 year and 4 months. How can you deny a constituency of representation? Why? Because Jobrin exposed the padding of the national budget. He accused the Speaker, Yakubu Dogara, Deputy Speaker, Lasun Yusuf, and the Chief Whip, Al-Hassan Ado Doguwa, and the Minority Leader, Leo Ogo, of padding the 2016 budget with over 30 billion naira constituency projects. It is easy to say that you are innocent until proven guilty, but as far as you could suspend others for talking, you must equally suspend those with criminal cases in court. Number 7, we demand that the Nigerian Senate should be dissolved before the next Nigerian election. Nigerians can no longer afford their salaries, emoluments, clothes, newspapers, furniture allowances, and other costs of oversight functions. We need only the House of Representatives. Underline this. Nigerians must not vote for any candidate in the next senatorial election of 2019. Whoever is campaigning to be a senator in 2019 should join the many unemployed Nigerian youths to search for job now. No voting for senatorial aspirants next year. If they give you ballot paper to vote for senators in 2019, take the paper, enter your polling booth and write no, N-O, N-O, write it on your ballot paper and drop it in the ballot box. If you do not have a pen with you, just thumbprint on it in many places so that it will be declared invalid. What will they count if there are no votes? That is why this is revolution without ammunitions. We are going to speak to all Nigerians every month on the 15th. You are going to see how we are going to articulate this strategy. This is not talking about talking. I've not been doing videos before. Have you been seeing me doing videos? No. My video making started in February 2018 when I told myself that no is no, with the way the country is running. But now that we have started, there's no going back. There's no going back. So, 2019, no voting for any senators. We know that the senators will never amend the law to dissolve the Senate. Therefore, we must use our voters' card to solve that issue. Nigerians, go and collect your voters' card now. Recycled politicians, former, present governors, resort forgers, ritualists, and other corrupt elements warming up to contest for Senate in 2019. Be wisely informed. Nigerians will not vote for that position of senators in 2019. Number 8, we demand that since the government has started publishing the names of treasury looters, they must complete it by publishing the full list. That list is not complete. We want a full list of persons that have stolen and brought this hunger and insecurity to our country. Number 9, we are demanding that the running cost of the executives must be published and reviewed in line with the Nigerian law. Number 10, we are demanding that all persons whose names were published as looters of public treasury must be arrested, speedily tried, and banned from holding public offices. Number 11, we are demanding that no police officer must be assigned to any politician or so-called VIP. They should hire private security guards. You cannot use most of our police officers to protect treasury looters, while the rest of us are organizing mass burial for families. No. We cannot continue like that. Number 12, we demand a ban on health tourism for all public office holders. You cannot be taking our money abroad to pay medical bills when you refuse to build and develop our hospitals. When even comedian Igodai is building an hospital in his village for his people, a comedian, but people with his own money, hard-earned money. But people who are in position of authority are stealing the money and patronizing hospitals outside the country. Now, if the government of Nigeria does not comply with our demands as stated, this is what will happen in Nigeria. By 7 a.m. of 1st October 2018, as President Muhammadu Buhari is reading his usual independent speech, I will be simultaneously reading my speech and releasing it through this channel. Immediately after my speech, Nigerians will be let loose into the street to demand for what was stolen from us, that has kept us where we are now as a country. This ultimatum starts from today. Therefore, between today, 15th May, and 31st September 2018, we have 138 days. These demands must be met without any form of negotiation. Since all Nigerian embassies will be officially closed by 1st October to celebrate the previous Nigerian independence, on Wednesday, 3rd October, Nigerians abroad must mobilize. They must mobilize through their respective ECSDN coordinators and march to all Nigerian missions to submit our letter. Henceforth, any public officer you see anywhere, just shout no. Keep shouting no. Don't stop shouting no. They will understand. Start to print on your t-shirts. Begin to open offices now of ECSDN in all the wards, all the 774 local government areas of Nigeria. Start to open your wards. If you're already a coordinator, be in charge of your ward. For those abroad, form it in all your cities. We have work to do together as we speak to you on the 15th of every month till the next election. As you form the movement in your ward in Nigeria, send us an email listing all your members and your mobilizers. We are not going to have executives because that will bring competition. We shall have just one coordinator in every ward, and the others shall be called mobilizers. As the next election draws near, remember this: if a politician gives you money, take the money, but do not work or vote for them. They are cursing you if you work for them. For example, if you receive 5,000 naira from your voter's card, somebody pays you 5,000 naira and takes your voter's card from you, or you vote for somebody because he gave you 5,000 naira, or you sold your conscience. This is, just check this calculation. That person will be in office for 4 years. 4 years is 1,460 days. That 5,000 naira divided by 1,460 days is less than 4 naira a day, which cannot even buy you pure water. After that, you cannot ask any politician to provide any social amenities for you. Does it make sense? No. So go start your printing your t-shirts. Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, Barca fans. Pull your club t-shirt. Begin to make t-shirts now. No. Wherever you are, start printing the t-shirt. Wear it publicly. It is legal to say no to oppression. Tailor, mechanics, vulcanizer, carpenter, petroleum marketers, National Union of Road Transport Workers, wood sellers, different associations in Nigeria. Pick a day from every 2 weeks. Lock your shop or your trading places, either throughout the day or for 6 hours. Do this once every 2 weeks to the next election. When you close the shop, print on a banner or write on a board. Just write NO, no. Whoever sees it will understand why you close your shop. And we have to start telling others about this now. These are just some of the strategies. Niger Delta militants, join this revolution. The money you receive monthly will not come forever. That was not what Ken Saro-Wiwa fought for. Nigerian Labour Congress, we have been waiting for you. Nigerian Union of Trade Union Council, Association of Nigerian Students, let it be on record that in your time, you work to change Nigeria. We have been waiting for you to act against the killing and corruption going on. Your silence is too loud. Note this. IPOB is not a terrorist group. Leave Nnamdi Kanu alone. We understand that the Nigerian government declared IPOB a terrorist group just to calm the charged political atmosphere in the eastern part of the country at that time. Operation Python Dance was deployed to the east, and peace was restored in that region because the people were not armed. Several military deployments, including the police, were sent to central and northeast Nigeria. Yet, the killing continues because the herdsmen terrorists are armed. IPOB is not a terrorist group. Know this. The struggle by Nnamdi Kanu was truncated for two reasons. Two reasons. One, Nnamdi Kanu lost in that struggle from the spiritual realm from the day he majestically walked on the wrappers of women spread on the ground for him. Those wrappers were spiritually contaminated. Check the events that happened from that day onward. Some of the wrappers he walked on were also owned by women who were undergoing their monthly purification or monthly cycles. Some of the women who were the owners of such wrappers that Nnamdi Kanu walked on, they never wore those wrappers again, and they know why. You have the right to argue my statement as you wish. The second reason that truncated that struggle was that not every Igbo person and other Nigerians welcomed the hate speeches that came with that struggle. Let's be honest, every part of Nigeria has been marginalized. We cannot use hate to fight hate. The eastern states have produced and continue to produce councillors, state and federal legislators, ministers, senate president, governors, vice president. How did these ones improve the East? How? 7 power brokers who were the engine room of former President Jonathan Goodluck's government, they were Igbos. What did they do to improve the East? What part of Nigeria today can we say is better than the other? None. We have a common enemy, and that is the Nigerian politician. We cannot deceive ourselves. Today, are all governors in the East performing well in line with the Biafran dream? Are they not owing salaries? Are the roads and infrastructures better? Do they not receive monthly allocations from the federal government? Where is the money? Why have we not held them accountable? The problem is not only from the federal government. Everybody is angry, but we cannot use that anger to hate and fight ourselves when we are not the cause of such problems. Let our anger unite us together as a people against bad leadership, not against ourselves. Sadly, some people died in that struggle, buried and forgotten. No! May their souls rest in perfect peace. In this struggle, nobody will die, but we must be free. No Nigerian will die in this struggle. None of them. This is not even a struggle, it is a battle. A battle without war. All strategies have been legally mapped out. If we want to talk about marginalization, know that when you put the photograph of just the Igbos, Hausa and Yorubas on our 50 naira note, and you call it Wazobia, you are equally marginalizing the rest of us. Check this. Northerners have produced more presidents in Nigeria. But can we really say today that the North is more developed than the South? The man working as gate man for you in the South, East and West, where are they from? From the North. Why? Northern rulers pocketed the money and they want us to fight ourselves based on tribe and religion. But when they steal from us, the currency has no religion or tribe. We also have more street beggars coming from the north. And that is a fact. More beggars from the east that are residing in the east, west, or the south, they come mostly from the north, where we've produced more presidents. The earlier we come together as a people to collectively stand up for our rights, the better for everybody. We cannot afford to waste another day. Nigeria will not break. Nigeria will not break. Those that have put us where we are now as a people will break for Nigeria to move on. Gladly, many Igbos are already with us as coordinators. Join this revolution. Let us remove the metal that has cut deep into our flesh so that we can collectively and effectively treat the wound. We must collectively say no. Nigerians are free as from today to commence any form of protest legally. We have enough reason to protest already. The continuing killing, the list of published looters who are still in government, the economy. These are serious issues. Total declaration of protest will fully commence from the 1st of October if our 12 demands are not met. Start wearing your t-shirts. Print no on them. Print no on the wall. Print on stickers. Print on your vehicles. By tomorrow, we shall post our letters addressed to the European Commission and the United Nations High Commission for Human Rights about this. With the continuing massacre in Nigeria today, it may slide into Rwanda if this genocide is not checked. Our politicians and their families must be banned from traveling to European countries. The United States of America must ban our politicians and their families from traveling to the US under the Presidential Proclamation 7750 of 2004, as enshrined in the laws of the US Constitution 212F of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952. Other countries must join in the travel ban. 2 months before the presidential election, that is the next Nigerian presidential election, we shall align with and fully support a presidential candidate that could manifest our dream of a new, safe, and prosperous Nigeria, no matter his tribe, religion, political party, or financial standing. We shall formally present such a candidate to all Nigerians to decide. For now, all aspirants must have a fair and level playing field. We have 10 criteria which we shall apply before aligning with any presidential candidate. We are keeping 8 of the criteria to ourselves. 2 of the criteria are this. 1, the candidate must courageously promise Nigerians in the course of his or her campaign that he or she will probe all past Nigerian leaders from Babangida to present. 2, we will be watching who the sponsors of the aspirants are. Whoever is a product of a godfather or sponsored by any old politicians will be automatically disqualified. Money must not influence the support for a presidential candidate or any other position. As far as the people are concerned, whoever the cap fits should wear it. I have in my hands my newly published book for this revolution, Revolution Without Ammunition, Pathways Towards Nigerian Second Independence. If you are interested, you can order it online from Green Publishers in Munich, Germany. In order to effectively spread this message, every Nigerian must play one simple role immediately. Just share and click on the subscribe button of this video. After watching it, just click on subscribe. And by doing that, you'll be receiving updates from the 15th of every month. We have to be doing this. This message has to go around. We have about 100 million internet users in Nigeria. If 10 million people click on subscribe on this video and you share, this revolution will advertise itself. Bloggers, please leave this message in its original form. Two-Face Idibia, we thank you for always standing up for marginalized Nigerians. Comedian Francis Agoda, AKO Agodai, we thank you for cleverly discussing Nigerian politics in your comedy. Not be only worrying they carry last. Nigeria must not carry last this time. A comedian that is building an hospital for his people, and Nigerian politicians are going to foreign hospitals. Mumunes. We also thank Charlie Boy for his Our Mumu Don't Do project. We are thanking some respected religious fathers, Apostle Johnson Suleiman and Bishop David Oyedepo. We thank you for speaking out against the continuing massacre of Nigerians. Please don't stop speaking. Don't stop speaking, sirs. Wole Soyinka, the pride of African literature, sir, we salute your uncommon courage for always standing up for Nigeria. We appreciate the second national vice president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Barrister Monday Ubani, and his colleague, Barrister Monday Unkwoku, for suing the National Assembly to court for appropriating bogus earnings to themselves. Their action is in apparent response to our last speech addressed to Senator Bukola Saraki and his gang members. We congratulate the good people of Imo State for destroying the political mystery of Rochas Okorocha, who wants to install his son-in-law, Uche Wonsu, as his successor. Thank you for fighting Okorocha hands down. We should tell governors, sitting governors, that state governance is not family property. Other states must equally stand up against godfather governors. You do not need to like my face or like my gods. Here we are not diplomatic. Don't even see me, hear the message, take the message. Those that can do better than us, please, you are highly invited. We are ready to work with you. All NGOs that have got in touch with us, we are ready to work with you. This is not a one-man fight. This is not just for a few of us, the coordinators in Europe. We thank you for writing from the US, Canada, South Korea, everywhere. Nigerians are. You have encouraged us in such a way that now we know there's no looking back. We thank you for your prayers. We thank you for your many messages. They were so touching. There is no going back. We are set to cooperate with every NGO, individuals, groups of persons, for Nigeria to be free. For those of you who have been telling me to be careful because you are afraid, please don't fear my fear. There's no cause for alarm here. What we are doing is divinely ordained. It's not about me. It's beyond me. Whoever will write my name or try to take me anywhere, you will hear what will happen to them. And nobody will fight them. They will just sleep and they will not wake up. Thunder will locate their addresses. So we have not been given the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. We know what we carry. Revolution is the only solution. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never, never be in vain. To serve with heart and mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity. Never again must there be killing in Nigeria. Never again must we allow looters to loot our common destiny. Never again must we allow politicians to break their campaign promises. Never again. Never again. Never, never again. Never again. I do not want to say God bless Nigeria as we usually do, because God has already blessed Nigeria. Therefore, I say, and I pray that God in His infinite mercy should grant us mercy and wisdom. Thank you.